right. We were talking about the failure, utter failure of the media. Guardian, New York Times completely selling out. I've done detailed analyses of the New York Times. I've found some amazing articles from Pradeep predicting a lot of this, although he's very hostile to Gaddafi, perhaps rightly so. I'm neutral, I'm just gathering data. Then the media, by not challenging the government, which is their role, makes the people in government believe their own BS, if you'll pardon my saying that, their narrative. So at this point, I should introduce the narrative briefly. Narrative. Okay, the narrative is as follows, and I've compiled it all from these events. Almost no media sources do not support their government and power structures. This is true in Russia, in Iran, in Qatar with Al Jazeera, and in the West. With the exception in the middle to the late part of this campaign of CNN. So if we cannot protect liberty and opportunity here in the U.S., how can we export it? Now, Libya has higher development metrics for the middle class and the poor relative to their position than the U.S. does. They have less poverty. They have guaranteed health and university education. And yes, it was one of the 7 most repressive countries in the world, according to Freedom House, a single metric. Okay, so first they have a propaganda reason for starting the war. They claim there would be a massacre, and it wasn't a massacre. It would have been a defeat of the rebels. They claim the rebellion was peaceful. The government had committed atrocities. This is let's play make-believe. And perhaps deliberately seeded by the CIA or intelligence agencies. I won't bore you with the whole narrative, but we weren't planning this, it just happened, the pretext. Don't confuse me with the facts. The media just turns a blind ear to the other side. Support of Gaddafi suppressed. No other Libyan is thought of. It's just Gaddafi abstractly. Gaddafi has to go means the whole way of life of Libya is disrupted, because it's not just Gaddafi who supports their way of life. And there's plenty of evidence that he's a monster. And Ron Paul said he does not kill his own people. And Denis Kucinich describes some of the benefits of their village democracy that they were doing e-democracy development on already, which is higher than we are. Because Gaddafi was an idealist, but very strict like East Germany, in my view. So then we create a mythology about ourselves with our American exceptionalism, with everything in our country in decline. So the real reason is that we're like frat boys who see an ugly kid down the block who's messed with us before, and we just want to beat him up. Plus, we can benefit by much booty and expansion of this to our business buddies. And so then also let's just assassinate him, which is a complete outrage. So that's the background. So the media doesn't challenge the government doesn't think about whether their BS is really working or not. There's no demonstrations because the media isn't inflaming people by doing good investigative journalism. And Kucinich and Paul were dismissed because they're at the extreme ends, and Obama's concentrating on the center. So this can put our whole country in danger. Neutrals will fear us. They won't trade with us as much. They will increase their investment in weaponry, making the world more destabilized due to fear of invasion. They will pull their money from our banks. They'll probably spend more money with Russia and China for weapons than with us. But that's a speculation. They get pretty cold-blooded about buying their toys. Terrorism will increase from all of this violence. Our security state will have to keep growing because we're pissing more people off. And these reckless bombing politicians are ruining our country's future by draining all of our resources. Now we can't travel to a lot of places. Try planning around the world tickets like I used to do in my business with this environment. So if an election were held today, how would Gaddafi do? So first thing we do is we estimate the population of ethnic groups and blocks using 2 sources wherever possible for each tribe. Then we look at the tribal history of each tribe. And so this is a very interesting exercise. So I have this one page in this presentation. Okay. So we're going to flip back and forth between warfala, terhuna, Zawiya. Okay, those are some important tribes in here. Gaddafi around Sirte. The misurata around here. And then the berber are in between, on the far left, Gadamis, that's the mountains, sort of a third of the way down the map from Tripoli. And so the red area is traditionally rebel controlled, but Tobruk is now breaking out, as I believe I said. So these are the tribes, and these tribes down around Saba, I think Gaddafi had some connection to Saba because he's fairly popular there. And Zawiya has gone very pro-Gaddafi recently, and Zintan is very pro-Gaddafi right now. So get to the bottom line in case you're in a hurry. My analysis indicates there's about 1 million people firmly in the rebel camp. That 17%, 1 in 6. There's also a neutral population of 1 in 6. There's a really unknown for me at this time, I can't give you any information, about 28%, and then the loyalists are 39%. So it could go either way, 39% to 17, with effectively 28, 38, 44% up in the air, because I can't account for them yet. Okay, so getting back to this presentation, we are going to look here at latest on Libya. Here we are. So I will try to make this a bit bigger for you. Okay, so these are all the tribes of Libya. Do I have any good background? Okay, so we have the Berber, the oldest people, and the 3 provinces of Libya are in the bottom. It says Fezzan on the bottom left. Then you have Tripolitania above that, the red name below Tripoli, and then Benghazi area, you've got Cyrenaica. So those are the 3 traditional provinces. The top one is ruled by like a British protectorate, and the bottom one ruled by a French protectorate up until after World War II. Now, getting back to our estimates on tribes for you. Okay, so Berber, I picked up 150,000. They're largely supportive of the NATO bombing. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm viewing it in terms of the NATO intervention. The Turkish are mixed population. I'm presuming a semi-tilted towards the government because it has very tolerant policy about women and foreigners and black Africans. So since they're already immigrants, in a way, being in a regulated socialist society, they're already in usually first generation, well, at any rate, carrying right along. So I allocated them roughly even, weighting towards the loyalists, since they're largely in Tripoli. Remember, Tripoli is a city of over 1 million, maybe 2 million people. It's an enormous amount of the population. Then we have the Warfala tribe, which is largely opposed to the NATO bombing. And they don't like al-Qaeda and jihadists, apparently. Oh, no, that's not true. I think I lost my page on their antipathies. But a lot of this is just like the American Indians. They have these antipathies, and people play them off against each other. The terhuna are solidly in the Gaddafi camp. The magariha are very interesting. That's a tribe of the Lockerbie bomber, and they're very loyal to Gaddafi now because he has supported this. Abdel Basset el-Magrahi, he did a 1.7 billion settlement with the families, so they don't forget that. Okay, Libyan specialist told us Shark, al-Aswad, and that the tribes have genuine. Okay, I don't know what all that is. Okay, so we've got the Warfala. They were in the revolution, but they did have a coup, but they ended up sort of realigning in some fashion. And then we got the terhuna, the magariha, the misurata are very against the regime now. This is probably a way low estimate, but the tribes I don't have estimates for yet. I just took how much. Okay, I'll show you. Down here we have an accounting for 3,050,000 that we actually have estimates on. So basically we just divide the remainder amongst the other tribes. So it shouldn't be too far off the mark. And there's a lot of unknowns, as I said. Let's see here now. Opposed to NATO. Well, I forgot to do this too. Okay. So that should auto-update my system. At any rate, I show in this modification 20, 35, 45. So this is like 1 out of 45, 10 out of 45, 1 out of 4.5, about 22%, and this is about 60%, not including the unknowns. So those are my estimates. Let's see here. Now, so getting back to the presentation at hand. So I talked about the failure of the media. I showed you the likely stats on Libya. I showed you roughly where the two sides reside. I have summarized this area. So that concludes our presentation. And just for trivia, to say a Libyan, you say Libi. But to say Libya itself, it's like Libyan. Okay, good night.